To Alaska. We went from Norway to Canada to the United States to Alaska now.
Alaska's still in the United States.
I meant Canada. I said Alaska. I realized that. Good call. I know. I passed school. I know geography. I almost said I know geometry.
That's important too.
That would have proved my point of how badly I don't know geography. Or geometry for that matter.
Brrr. Hey, horror fans. Welcome to the Sons of Haddonfield. It's a bit chilly in here.
Tad nipply.
I'm good.
Okay. The nips are okay. Are your nipples okay?
Yes.
Okay. Are your nipples okay out there? I hope they are.
Welcome, horror fans, to a chilly edition of the Sons of Haddonfield. As always, I'm Ian, and this is Josh.
Hi-ho, everybody.
And if you can't tell by our awkward opening, we're going to be talking about our favorite cold horror movies.
Yeah, like movies that take place in a snowy, really cold setting. The types of movies in like January, February, it's snowing outside. You throw them on for the atmospheric movie that just makes you feel cold and alone.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what we like to feel here on the Sons of Haddonfield. We like to feel cold and alone.
Cold but together.
Oh, that sounds fun. And our body heat will keep each other warm. Then nipples will not be a problem.
They should never be a problem.
No, nipples are amazing. They're never a problem. They're always a solution. Now, when I say cold movies,
we're not talking about Christmas horror movies. Those have been excluded for this list simply for the fact that they have their own list.
yeah, they're Christmas horror movies. You know, we could make a Christmas top 10 and talk about those, but most of those take place in snowy, cold settings too, but they're different. They're a different entity altogether.
Yeah, different atmosphere.
So we have a top 10 for you. We're going to start off with number 10. So let's get into this top 10.
Let's do it.
Coming in at number 10 is the foreign film Cold Prey. Now, this is a Norwegian film. Comes from Norway.
Your favorite country.
It is my favorite, absolute favorite country. I love Norway. So this movie had to be on the list.
And I love Cold Prey.
It bonds our two loves together. Norway and Cold Prey.
Not Coldplay.
No, they suck.
Unless you like them. In which case...
You suck.
No. In which case, to each your own.
Early 2000s slasher movie. 5 snowboarders
snowboarders
get stuck in a ski lodge overnight. It doesn't do anything different for the slasher genre, but it does it well, though.
But I know they speak Norwegian.
They do speak Norwegian in the Norwegian movie. How about that? So definitely recommend checking that one out if you guys have not seen it yet. And let's move on to number 9 on our list. And guess what? I snuck another Norwegian film in there. It's cold in Norway.
It is.
They're used to it. It's not like they're setting out to make a snowy movie in Norway. They're just making a movie that just happens to be snow all the time. No, do you know the number one cause of death in Norway is?
Polar bears?
Polar bear attacks. How cool is that?
I mean, it's not cool, but you should avoid the polar bears and be safe.
You should not go tempt fate with polar bears when you're in
not.
Norway. Or anywhere for that matter.
No.
Coming in at number 9 is...
Dead Snow.
Dead Snow. What's worse than a Nazi?
An undead Nazi?
You got that correct. And that's what Dead Snow, the 2009 Norwegian film, like we stated, is about. It's a zombie apocalypse. They're Nazis. You kill them all.
You gotta punch a Nazi.
You gotta punch them. You gotta chainsaw them.
Decapitate them.
You gotta do anything you can to them. This is a blood fest. It's a gore fest. And boy, does it look good against that snow.
Yes, it does.
Something about a nice, good blood effect.
Red and white have a good...
I love it. So yeah, nothing better than that. Punching, killing Nazis that also happen to be zombies. Definitely recommend Dead Snow for complete mayhem.
Yes,
And there's a sequel to that too.
there
isn't
is,
there?
and there's also a sequel and a trilogy to Cold Prey.
Oh,
We didn't mention earlier.
I haven't seen the third one. I don't think I'll have to track that one down. And moving on to number 8 on our countdown is the 2019 film
The
The
Lodge.
Lodge. This one's a heavy one.
Very heavy.
The last movie we talked about, well, not, even the Cold Prey was a fun slasher.
Yes.
Dead Snow obviously is a really fun mayhem-induced punching Nazi zombies. This one takes a more serious turn.
Very serious.
Riley Keough is in it, does an amazing job, and Alicia Silverstone is in it, also does a phenomenal job for her brief time. She's in it. I'm a big Alicia Silverstone fan, so I had to mention her in it. But no, this one. Talk about this one.
It's definitely a psychological slow burn that takes place in a cabin, a winter home.
Very isolated feeling
Yes.
in this one. We talked about that cold and alone feeling.
So
Oof.
their parents are getting divorced, and because of that, the mom commits suicide. I'm very sad, and the kids are like heartbroken. Obviously, they should
Alicia
be.
Silverstone's character.
Yep. And so the dad's like, "Hey, I want you to get to know the lady that I'm in love with, that I was going to marry, which is the reason why your mom killed herself, who was the daughter of a crazy cult-like guy who did a bunch of suicidal stuff for his followers back in the day. So she grew up in that, and everyone calls her crazy and stuff like that because she survived.
And that is Riley Keough's character.
Yes.
It is pretty ambiguous at times. It's going to make you think. It's not going to really serve anything to you on a platter. So, like you said, a psychological slow burn. If you're into slow burns, I know not everybody is. We both like them as long as they're done well.
Yeah.
And
Jaden Martell did a great job as well.
He plays one of the main leads,
Yeah.
the younger teenage
son.
boy. In the movie, fantastic acting all around. And I don't know if there's a movie on here that delivers that cold and desolate isolation feeling better than The Lodge.
Yes.
Cold, snowy day, throw on The Lodge.
Are they alive or dead?
Whew, you tell us.
Yeah.
That was number 8. Coming in at number 7, that was a little too heavy.
Really heavy.
Let's pick it back up.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun. Let's throw in another slasher. At number 7, Shredder.
I'm ready to hit the slopes.
Oh, yeah. This one's fun right here. Basically the same plot as Cold Prey.
Really, it's similar in the fact that it's a bunch of snowboarders and on a mountain trip to go have some fun, and then the skier don't want them around. The skiers don't want them around. So there's a slasher who keeps picking off the snowboarders.
Picking off. Get it? Right there. With the ice pick. That's fun. I like it. Some really fun kills.
Yes.
Really innovative kills in this early 2000s. I think it was 2001 was the release date for Shredder. Again, if you guys are into slashers, definitely check out these movies. I feel like they get overlooked a lot. They're not as common as the summer camp slashers.
Yeah.
Just as good, if not better. Okay, just as good. We're going to get a little dark again, going into number 6. Okay? No, this isn't a slasher.
It is not a slasher.
It's more of that psychological slow burn that The Lodge is. Maybe not as heavy, but still kind of heavy.
It's not as heavy.
Still pretty heavy, though. And that is Rintil, starring Emily Blunt. One of her first leading roles, I think.
Yeah, it was up there.
When did this come out? 2007. So long ago. Instantly was one of my favorites since the first time I watched it. See Emily Blunt's character is going back home over the holidays, I believe.
Yeah, over a Christmas vacation.
Yeah, from college back to her family's house.
And so she decides to carpool with a kid from her class because her car broke down and they were headed the same way.
Yep. And then some stuff happens. Again, just like with The Lodge, kind of ambiguous. It's not going to flat out tell you what's happening. You're going to try to piece it together successfully or unsuccessfully. depending on how the end of the movie goes.
If you keep watching it multiple times, you start getting a clearer picture.
Yeah, the more you watch it, you can kind of pick up on pieces that are thrown around at the beginning of the movie that make sense, the more you watch it.
Yeah.
But you're probably not going to pick up on immediately.
I agree with that.
Let's get into top 5.
Top 5.
Whew. It's getting chilly in here. I don't know. That was really lame.
It already was.
That was really lame.
Is that joke?
Number 5. You can't talk about a snowy movie without talking about Adam Green's classic Frozen.
Oh, we're not talking about Anna and Elsa?
I mean, the cold never bothered them either. The cold definitely bothered the 3 trapped on the ski lift.
Yeah, it definitely did.
So I think the other Frozen, they're more equipped to deal with the cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good points all around there. But no, Adam Green's Frozen deals with 3 people that get stuck on a ski lift and the ski resort closes for the night.
And they are stuck, trapped above the ground.
In the freezing cold, in the snow. You got throwing some wolves in there.
Yeah.
And you've got yourself a terrifying movie.
Yeah, I would not want to be trapped on a ski lift.
Nor would I.
Not in broad daylight. Maybe if they're
Trapped on a ski lift in broad daylight?
Well, hey, if there were other people around and they knew you were there, is one thing.
Well, then that's not trapped if they know you're there.
No, you'd be stuck, I guess.
Okay, stuck. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't like that either because I'm afraid of heights.
But being stuck on a ski lift at night with no one around, terrifying.
Terrifying. Kind of a slow burn. Definitely delivers some good gore, amazing atmosphere, and good acting all around for this one. We're big Adam Green fans.
Adam Green is
great. We love everything he does. So definitely check out Frozen. Number 4.
Number 4. We're going to go to Alaska now.
We're going to Alaska. We went from Norway to Canada to the United States to Alaska now.
Alaska's still in the United States.
I meant Canada. I said Alaska. I realized that. Good call. I know. I passed school. I know geography. I almost said I know geometry.
That's important too.
That would have proved my point how badly I don't know geography. Or geometry for that matter. Let's go to number 4, yeah?
Yeah.
The first movie in the top 10 that is a comic book adaptation. And that is 30 Days of Night.
Josh Hartnett.
Melissa George.
Manu Bennett.
Oh, dude. It's been a while since I've seen this. I forgot he was in it.
And the other guy who plays the lead vampire. I forget his name.
Mark Boone. Yep. Ben Foster is in this one too.
Yes.
I'm a big Ben Foster fan. This was back in the early 2000s when Melissa George was in like every single movie ever.
Yeah.
She went through like a 1-year span where like she was in every movie coming out. And now she's like not in anything. What has happened to Melissa George?
I don't know.
Is she okay?
I
haven't seen her in anything in years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I just realized that. I hope you're okay, Melissa
Josh
George.
Hartnett hasn't been in a lot either recently.
Yeah, I guess he's not. Oh, man. Does this mean we're old?
Yeah, it means
Does this mean we're old? I don't like it.
So, a bunch of vampires converge on this town in Alaska where it's dark for 30 days.
Those are smart vampires.
Straight. Yeah.
Like, we're not going to deal with this whole daytime thing. We're just going to go where there is no day.
Yeah, and that's pretty terrifying. Like, because in most vampire movies, you're like, oh, I just have to wait 8 hours, 12 hours maybe until the sun comes up.
Just have to survive long enough.
Yeah, the night, but here you have to survive a month.
That's a long time to survive with vampires trying to kill you. And these are not glittery, Twilight, sexy vampires.
No.
These are Melissa's killing machines. One of my favorite scenes all time in any movie is from 30 Days of Night. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, it's when they're like, God, please help me. She's begging, and the vampire looks around like all mockingly, like, the vampire. It's like it's not enough that the vampire is about to kill you. The vampire has to mock you too. He's like,
you.
huh? Nope, no God here. Like that scene is so chilling.
with like the
Chilling.
Yeah, I see what he did. And he's got like the blood
Yeah.
coming out of his mouth.
Really cool effects. Like they did a good job adapting it from the comic book, the way the comic book looks, by Ben. I forgot the guy's name. The artist. He does the comic books. We've met him. Templesmith. Ben Templesmith. Really cool. They did a good job keeping that like look of the vampire because it's not like it's not like a human look, but it's not full on like crazy bat vampire either. It's a good mix in the middle, and they always have like the blood on the chin and the face,
and the claws,
and yes, the claws and the fangs. So you know they're vampires. Moving on to number 3 on our list, top 3 now.
Top 3, and
we're gonna have a little Stephen King section.
We are.
We're gonna kick it off the Stephen King section with Misery. You guys should all know Misery.
Yeah, Misery Loves Company.
That I see what he did there. Very nice. Kathy Bates, phenomenal.
James Caan,
phenomenal.
R.I.P.
Yes, very sad. Classic movie. And Kathy Bates. This is where I fell in love with Kathy Bates as an actor. Is in this movie. Incredible and terrifying.
Very terrifying.
We all know the story. She's a crazy fan. James Caan is an author.
He gets trapped and crashes due to a snowstorm, and then that's why they can't find his car. She rescues him, and then keeps him trapped. And
keeps him hostage, keeps him trapped there. We all know the ankle breaking scene, one of the best scenes ever. I actually have never read the book by Stephen King. I probably should.
You should.
I should probably change that. So, let's move on with our other Stephen King pick.
Back-to-back Kings.
Back-to-back Kings. The King goes back-to-back. Now, this could apply to, I think, either version of this movie.
Yes, it could.
And I guarantee you probably all have seen the standard version of this. Probably not very many of you have seen the mid-90s version of The Shining. That's the version I prefer better. Sorry, Jack Nicholson. I like the mid-90s version better. Steven Weber plays Jack Torrance in this one. I love it. I believe it is a more faithful adaptation to the book. I think that's why Stephen King wanted to make this one after the original Shining was already made. He wanted a more faithful adaptation to the book.
Yeah, because he wasn't a fan.
No, he didn't. He didn't like that one. And I think it pays off. I like the other one too.
Yeah.
We all know the other one. We all seen it. You know, here's Johnny. We know the movie.
Here's Johnny.
But something about this one, I love Steven Weber's performance. I love the feel of it, the atmosphere of it. It's more faithful to the book, and I like that.
And it's really terrifying knowing that you're in a hotel for like several months, and now you're trapped there because of the snow, and your husband, your father, you know, he's slowly going insane due to either alcoholism or his ghosts, and he's gonna try to kill you, and you can't go anywhere.
Like, that's a terrifying concept, and it plays on the whole cold and alone, the desolation feeling that we've been talking about with these movies. Just being trapped with someone that doesn't have to be a husband; it can be any type of significant other. Being trapped with them, someone that you love and care about, and like, you know, have spent your life with so far. But then seeing them just slowly turn into someone you don't recognize anymore, and having absolutely no way to escape or get out because of the snow and the cold, that is a terrifying concept. My life is scary enough. Just on good days. I can't imagine if she turned into a maniac and tried to kill me all the time. Not that far different. Love you up there. Number one. We've made it to the number one movie of that snowy feeling, and it comes to no surprise to anybody. The number one movie is
The Thing.
The Thing
by John Carpenter.
Yeah, we're going with the John Carpenter's Thing.
Yes.
You guys, again, this is a classic, just like The Shining. You guys have all seen this movie,
and if you haven't, you need to remedy that.
What the hell are you doing if you haven't seen this movie yet? It's a sci-fi horror masterpiece by the master of horror, Carpenter.
Takes place in Antarctica.
Yes, it does.
And if I'm being honest, this is my favorite John Carpenter movie.
It is obviously not mine. If you know me, that's Halloween. But it is a very good movie. It's not even my second favorite Carpenter movie. That would be The Fog. Might be my third or fourth. It deals with alien, comes around, and takes the form of the people. You never know who it is.
People, animals, anything
Dog,
it comes in
yeah.
contact with.
It could be anyone. And there's,
And it wants to escape.
kind of like The Shining, where you watch someone you love and care about become unrecognizable.
It can mimic anything.
Yeah, The Thing is kind of like that too. It could be your best friend, and you could be talking to it thinking you're talking to your best friend, when in reality, oh crap. Bye bye, everybody.
Or like it could be like your dog
It could be.
or your pet. That's also really terrifying.
What if you had like a pet guinea pig? Would it be that terrifying then?
Yeah, because it could be like,
What's it gonna do? Like just like start hobbling around? Like
yeah.
I don't think a guinea pig would be that terrifying.
And then the mouth would go like,
But it would be like a tiny mouth.
dude, that would be terrifying. Like, if you were afraid of spiders or something like that, those are even smaller.
That's true.
Can you imagine like a guinea pig cook? Oh, little guinea pig! Ah, little fur ball! Ah, shit!
That's true. I believe there's a Goosebumps book called Monster Blood that deals with
Yeah,
that. But no, The Thing, obviously a classic.
Man is the warmest place to hide.
One of the greatest taglines
No one trusts anyone anymore.
in cinematic history, I believe. Right there. And there you have it. There is our top 10 snowy, cold, isolated, desolate feeling movies for you. I'm sure we left some off.
We did.
What movies did we leave off this list? Tell us in the comments below if you want to know what you think we left off and which of these 10 movies is your favorite. And also, if we introduced you to any new movies that maybe you haven't seen before or haven't heard of, let us know which ones you're going to go check out, because we definitely recommend checking out all of these 10 movies.
They're all fantastic.
Preferably before it gets hot.
Yeah.
Because you want to watch them where it's cold and wintry outside.
For that atmosphere.
That all epic atmosphere, very important for a movie watching.
It is.
That is all for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you for watching the video. We appreciate you guys watching us and hanging out with us. If you want to follow us on Instagram, you can over at Sons of Haddonfield. Our personal accounts are Horror Sensei.
And I back Joe.
And on Letterboxd at Husker Sensei.
And I back Joe.
And on Twitter, you can follow us at Haddonfield Sons.
And I'm always I back Joe.
And there you go. Remember, until next time, everyone loves a goddamn lobster roll.
And stay warm, so you can enjoy it better.
What if the alien hides inside the lobster roll?
Then
You
don't
have
eat it.
then you have a killer egg roll basically trying to kill you.
I think it has to be a living tissue.
What if it's an undead lobster?
A dead lobster. It could probably take the form of a
What if
lobster.
it was a lobster, but then they killed the lobster unknowingly and turned into a lobster roll? So then you're eating the alien.
I don't know.
Would you then turn into the alien again?
I haven't thought about that.
These are the things we ask on the Sons of Haddonfield, yes?
I guess so.